All right, everyone, welcome. I'm so proud of all of you, first of all, for taking time out of your Wednesday night to pour into yourselves. I hand selected all of these girls because I wanted to bring the heat tonight. I don't want to do a training about distributors or loyal customers or any of that. I want to get to the mental part because I'm telling you right now, I want you to take from the Zoom, by the end of this, that your mindset has just changed and that you feel a fire in your belly and in your heart. And for once, you feel like, I can do this. I can be an Ambassador Diamond. That's what I want to get to tonight. So I have Ambassador Diamond Tiffany Herr. I have Brittany Hayes. She is a triple diamond. I have triple diamond Kelsey Thornton, myself, and I have soon to be double diamond Vanessa. So all of these girls are just amazing. And I am so ready to pour into you guys tonight. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with Tiff. So Tiff, go ahead and unmute yourself. And what I want to start with is self-worth, okay? Because I think a lot of you guys come in this business and you look at all these people and you're like, okay, I can never get to where they're at, or I'm not worthy of that, or, we make all these things up in our head of why we can't do something. So Tiff, I know you had a lot of people who didn't believe in you. You received a lot of, negativity. Let's talk about self-worth, why you got started and how do you persevere? Like, what pushed you through all this?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite subject to talk about. I know Katie does too, and that's why I think she's so excited. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Katie for putting this Zoom on tonight, and for everyone that's hopping on here and taking time out of your night. It is later Zoom. So, how awesome that you're on here. But as far as getting started, you guys, when I first started, and this is going to be a brutally honest I feel like Zoom. I'm going to get real with you guys because it's not always rainbows and butterflies. But in life, what really is, and let's be honest, life in general isn't rainbows and butterflies. And so when I started this business, a lot of people say, how are you so confident? How did you fight the negativity? And, the way I feel is that, and I've always kind of been this way, when people tell me don't do something, it actually makes me want to do that something, right? And so with this, it almost worked, and it's funny that it came down to this life for me, in this opportunity, because when I was younger, I think my parents would say that the whole me doing what they asked me not to do wasn't a good thing, right? But now that I'm older and I found this business, it was almost like it was a characteristic that was meant for me to start this. It's so weird to think about now. But when I started and I had those people making posts about me, guys, I had people messaging me, I had people tagging me and things, making prank calls. You guys, this went on for months, okay? I literally was like, blinders on, stay focused. No one is going to stop me. Like, it drove me. It made me want to be better. It made me want to be more successful. And you guys, the way I felt was when I was doing bad, literally, when I was doing bad in life, when I was literally serving, working 2 jobs, I remember people were saying, oh, she's just a server. Yeah, okay, just a server. And then when I got this opportunity and I got it in my hands, I thought, you know what? I'm going to show these people that I'm made for more. And not that serving's bad. I loved serving. I didn't like the hours and, the whole, working really hard and maybe not getting the money that you deserve. But, I had people talking bad about me when I was living paycheck to paycheck. And now that I'm successful, I still have people saying things. So it doesn't matter what you do in life, guys, whether it's good or bad, people are always going to talk. So you're never going to please everybody, ever. And if you are going to allow 1 or 2 or 3 or even 10 people, 20 people on Facebook affect your life and the way you pay your bills, that's a problem. Because what is social media to actual reality? The reality of it is they're not coming over on a Friday or the first of the month and helping you pay your electric bill, your mortgage, your groceries, all those things. You're the only person that can do that. So put your feet down and In With It Works. I want you to stand your ground, and I want you to be proud and loud about being an It Works rap girl. I am so excited for what I have my hands on every single day. I am so excited to go out and tell people what my business is about and what it's done for my life and so many others and what it can do for their life. You should almost feel bad that you don't want to go tell people about this business. Shame on you for missing the person that walked by you that cried themselves to sleep. So Push past the naysayers and the negativity. They are not going to pay your bills. They are not, if anything, guys, they're going to come to you in a few months and they're going to say, I'm sorry for everything I said. Is it possible that I can join your team? I'm just letting you all know right now, the biggest haters that I had have either joined my team, apologized for me, and now comment on all my stuff, telling me they're so proud of me, congratulations, and things like that, or they're creeping on the sidelines watching my life, okay? That is what I want you guys to go out and do, because you deserve it, and you are worthy of this business, and you're worthy of success, but the only person that's going to make you successful is you. So push past the people that are bringing you down. I know your families might be pulling you down a little bit, maybe even your spouse, which annoys me so bad, because it's like your spouse should be supportive. Sit down with your spouse and say, listen, I have goals and dreams and I want to achieve them, and I'm not going to be able to achieve them when you are standing in my way. Tell your spouse that, because you know what? Don't let anything bring you down. Anything, okay? So yeah, that's a little, I guess, is that what you asked me to talk about? Katie, I just got so hyped up.
No, I love it. I wanted you, and you kind of covered it, you know, people don't know. 3.5 years deep, you know how to deal with the negativity. You don't blink an eye at it anymore. But in the beginning, when you're not making, you know, diamond pay, double diamond, triple diamond pay, it's hard to, you know, show people, well, listen, I'm going to do this. So do you have anything else you want to add on that? I know you kind of said it all, but like, you know, for the people who are new and they're not making the money, like, how do they show people, like, listen, this is what I want to do, and you don't have to believe in me, but just, you know, like the husband, like, how could you come home at night and say to your wife, you know what, that's stupid, don't do that, when all you're trying to do is better your family's life? Sit down with your spouse and say, listen, I want to take care of our debt. I don't want the pressure of all the bills on you. I don't want our kids in 10 years to have to take out $100K in student loan debt. Let's talk about this and believe in me. So before I move on to Britt, is there anything you want to add on to that? Hold on, you're muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to say this, and I'm happy you just brought this up, because I get that so much. People are like, I don't have a story. I haven't been successful yet. How can I prove to people? It's not about lying, you guys, but it's about making your mentality so strong in your dreams that you already believe that you're there. Every single one of you that are on here tonight, you need to believe in everything in your soul, in your heart, in your being, that you can be an ambassador making $36,000 a month. I want you to just take a second, like all of us, just really quickly, nice and quietly, $36,000 put into your bank account right now. Like, what would that do for you? And if you don't believe that can happen, you better get your believer fixed. You better start doing more envisioning. You better start, really casting a vision. And you guys, that's what this is all about. It's about casting a vision for yourself so that you're already there. So when people used to say to me when I first started, how much money are you making? I said, I'm not making that much right now, but I will be making $36,000 a month one day. That's what you say. You start almost programming your mind to believe that you're already there. You guys, you're already there. Program your mind and your being and yourself to the point where you already know, okay, I'm already there. Okay? I don't need anything. Nothing is going to stand in my way. Because, I mean, honestly, this business is mentality. And if you, like I said, if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be very hard to be successful. So cast a vision for your mind. Cast a vision for your heart and your soul, or whatever it is. Cast that vision every day. Talk about your goals and your dreams and make them come true. Literally, make them happen. And honest to God, you guys, I'm just telling you right now, if you don't have anybody behind you, standing behind you in this business, you have people laughing at you, whatever, that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. That means you're doing something different. You're making yourself uncomfortable so you can be comfortable. That is what this business is all about. And I'm letting you know right now, I am cheering you on. Every single one of our diamond and above leaders are cheering you on. So if you don't have anyone in your corner right now, you feel like you're alone, we are in your corner. I'm in your corner. When you feel like you're in a drought, go over to that corner and talk to one of us. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us pump you up and get you excited. Get on Zooms. That's why you do things like this, you guys. When you're having a really bad day and your heart is hurting, that's when you get on these. That's not when you skip them. And I know that's easy to do. You might have an event come up and you'll think, I don't want to go. I'm just having a hard time. My business isn't going. That's when you need it the most. You get with It Works, people, because we are there to support you and love you and cheer you on through all the obstacles. Success isn't a straight road. It's a winding road. All we see when we see these leaders that are going big time is this straight road. That's not what this is. It's always constantly going to be a roadblock here, a roadblock there. But what are you roadblocks? You're going to push through them. And us leaders and sidelines and uplines and downlines, we're going to be there in your corner cheering you on, because you absolutely deserve it. And every single one of you on here tonight, you deserve to stand on stage as an ambassador diamond, top income earner, and telling your story and inspiring somebody, and someone looking at you one day and saying, because of you, my life has changed. And that's all I have to say.
Wow, you're going to make me cry, because of you, my life is changed. So thank you so much. And I love that you transition that into mindset, because that's what we're going to talk about next.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Brittany, are you on, and can you unmute yourself?
Hey, yeah, I'm on. Sorry, I had to switch from my computer.
You're on. So, okay. Let's talk about mindset, because when we get started, we teach people, listen, steps to success, eSuite training. But when we dig deeper in this business, we can give you the right network marketing books, the right trainings, but we got to get this right. So, Britt, we know that our income is not going to grow any more than our mind grows. So how would you say to everyone tonight how mindset plays a role in your business? And also, I want you to touch on being consistent and just giving it your all.
Okay, so what I can tell you is that when I first got started, I literally did not have a warm market at all. I did not have a big support system. My family literally thought I was just stupid for joining It Works. I mean, like all of your worst case scenarios, that was us. And like Tiffany said, that literally just fueled me. I'm the youngest of all the girls in my family, of all the girl cousins. And I've always looked up to them as like big sisters. And it just like completely squashed my self-esteem for like a couple days whenever they, just mocked me for doing this. And instead of, letting that defeat me, I stood up and I was like, no, like I'm going to do this. Like this, they're not going to have the last laugh about this. Like I'm going to have a better life than we've ever had. And I'm going to show them that, I'm serious about this, and that this is not just some fad or just some phase that I'm going through. And so from that point forward, I just dug deep and I watched every single training from all the top leaders. I literally probably watched everything on Alyssa's YouTube channel and Tiffany's YouTube channel. And I just did everything my upline taught me to do. I enrolled with Presidential Diamond Claire Flores, and I just literally just put my blinders on, put my head down, and everything she taught me to do, I did. And I told myself from the beginning, if it worked for her, it can work for me. And so what's crazy is, so I joined 1 year ago. I joined on her 1 year anniversary, and I just told myself, okay, like if I do everything that she's telling me to do, I know that I can work up to where she's at my 1 year. So I started watching all the top leaders' YouTube channels. Some of my most favorite audiobooks that I would recommend would be You Are a Badass, Think and Grow Rich, Chase the Lion, The Miracle Morning. I just started one right after the other. And anytime I was getting negative comments, if someone said something snarky on Facebook, it was just more self-development that day. And what I can tell you is that in this business, the months that I have had the worst months, or the months that I've like missed a promotion, have been the months that I slacked on my self-development. And the months that I've promoted, I'm not even kidding, have been the months that I did more self-development than anything else. And so my team always asks me, what do I need to do to promote this month? What do I need to do? And I will always tell them the most income producing activity you can do is self-development. Before you sit there and put out a post, before you before you go message people, before you do anything, do your self-development first thing in the morning, because your business is never going to grow bigger than your mind. And if you are having those negative comments coming in, if people are, just saying this, saying that to you, it is going to come out in your conversations with people. Your confidence level is going to be lower. And so doing your self-development is crucial, because then when you go out and you talk to potentials, it's going to come out that you're so much more confident in what you're doing and that you believe in yourself. I saw someone in the chat said, what books did I say? I'm sorry, I kind of talk fast. Chase the Lion, You Are a Badass, The Miracle Morning, and then Think and Grow Rich are some of my favorites. There's so many more than that, but that's just kind of my go-tos that I give all of my team. There's also a prequel to Chase the Lion that's amazing. That's called In a Pit with the Lion on a Snowy Day. Both of those are awesome. Like if you just need kind of like a spiritual self-development book, you want something to fuel you, but you also kind of want the spiritual aspect too. Both of those are absolutely incredible. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's what I do for self-development is I focus on a couple of my favorite top leaders and I go to their YouTube channels and I just soak up all their trainings because I know if it worked for them, it can work for me. And then I make sure I'm listening to good audiobooks and just pouring into my mind. But I don't want to sound like a broken record, but seriously guys, like the most income producing activity that you can do is self-development, because if you aren't all in trusting the process, the devil is going to come at you hard. I just said on the other day with with the Zoom with some of my newbies, I have never felt under more spiritual attack than I have in this business. And you know what? I heard, I think it was Lisa, I never say her last name right, Lisa Takirsch or whatever. I heard her say in one of her YouTube videos once, she said, the devil doesn't attack people that he's not afraid of. He attacks people that he is afraid of. So whenever you're on the path to greatness, whenever you're on the path to do something great to change your life and to change other people's lives around you, that is when he comes and attacks hard. He doesn't attack the people that are just sitting over there not doing anything. He attacks the people that literally are on fire and are going to do great things. So if he's attacking you and you're feeling attacks from all angles, and let's get real, guys, he always attacks you where it hits hard. He's going to attack you with your family. He's going to attack you with your close friends. He's not just going to do something that doesn't even bother you. He's going to hit hard. And so if you're being attacked, you have to dig down deep and you have to realize, why is this happening? Obviously, I'm on the right track. Obviously, I'm where I need to be, or all this wouldn't be happening to me. And so if you're going through hell, you need to stand up and you need to say, no, sir, not today. Like, I am doing this and you're not going to stop me. And the way that you're going to remain and consistent, and the way that you're going to keep your resolve is by doing your self-development, because you have to have your mind strong and ready to, face those attacks.
Dude. Yes, I'm like, I almost have tears in my eyes because it's so true. Because I remember Vanessa, like one of the first times I heard her talk, she said, listen, God's driving this bus and the devil doesn't like it. So you're going to get attacked. You're going to, I'm going to move on to Kelsey Thornton in a second, but I always like to tell my girls, like, listen, you got to fasten your psychological seatbelt. I remember watching something by Steve Harvey and he says, listen, you see all these people jumping in their parachute and they're soaring, they're paying off debt, they're traveling, they're buying cars, they're buying houses, but you got to jump. And, you're going to get smacked, you're going to get hit, you're going to get blood, sweat, and tears, but your parachute is eventually going to open. So I love that. Like, you just, oh my gosh. Before I move on to Kels, is there anything else you want to add on that you missed?
I just want to remind everybody, when you see everyone, like what you were just describing, Katie, when you see everybody doing all these great things and you see them paying off debt, you see them getting a new car, getting a new house, you just see them right now. You don't see what they had to go through to get to that. And so don't ever think, oh, it's just not happening for me, because it doesn't happen for any of us overnight. I don't think any single person that's talking on this Zoom became a six-figure income earner overnight or even in a month. It's something that takes a lot of hard work, and you have to be willing to go through the hard parts to get to the good parts. But if you just see everybody else in all their glory and you just think, oh, well, that's not happening for me because it hasn't happened yet, you will never have what everybody else has. But this is where trusting the process is so crucial. You have to know that if it worked for them, it'll work for you. And you have to be willing to go through what they went through. If you're not willing to go down the hard roads they traveled, then don't expect to have the good things that they have.
Dude, so much. Yes, I love that. Thank you so much, Brittany. I needed to hear that too. Okay, so we're going to move on to Miss Powerhouse, Kelsey. I don't know if I'll be able to get her to stop talking because she just goes hard. So you guys, Kelsey is amazing. She's a triple diamond. I'm going to go presidential soon, and you need to listen to everything this girl says because she is going to talk about the power of the mind. So, Kelsey, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and we'll get started.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, you probably will need to shut me up because I'm literally shaking. I'm so pumped up right now. Like, Tiffany and Brittany just got me so hyped. And as if, like, I need that. But anyway, so I was really wanting to stay focused. So I actually did write some notes down because I do have a tendency to just, like, go off on tangents and get crazy. But some of the things that I want to like retouch on, okay, and just make note of is, I remember when I was sitting in a newbie shoes, if you guys just recently joined, I remember when I was sitting in those shoes and I was literally like, how do these people know all this wisdom? Like, how do people know all this stuff? And it's through self-development, okay? This is not something that like we just woke up and we're just like all of a sudden really smart and we know all these facts. Like, that's not what happened. Like, we have poured into ourselves, and that's how we got to the point to be able to talk to you guys. I remember the first kind of call I did, I was so excited because, you know, I know that the more I can help bless other people, the more I will be blessed. It is so, so, so true that whatever you put out there, you're going to get back tenfold, whether that's money, whether that's time, whether that's blessings. The more you give, the more you're going to receive. Okay. So when you are getting to that point, share these tidbits with your team. If some of your team is not on here tonight, don't have hatred towards them. Don't be like, oh, why weren't you on this Zoom tonight? You know, the only thing you should be doing is writing down notes so you can tell your team and be excited about them. And we all need to focus on just the positive stuff. One thing that I really battled as a leader for a little bit was just figuring out like, okay, well, why should I do the Zoom if only 2 people are going to get on? Why wouldn't I get on the Zoom if there were 2 people getting on the Zoom that needed that Zoom? Okay. It doesn't matter who's not there. It matters who is there. And that is so important to remember. So I want to touch on kind of what Brittany was saying about like going through adversity and stuff, because here's the thing that I've realized is that struggle and abundance are connected. Okay. And that is so important to remember. When you're going through a struggle, you need to praise God in advance because big things are about to happen in your life. Okay. Like you have to realize that what's about to happen is going to be amazing, because adversity is so necessary to figure out your dream. Because what adversity is going to do is it's going to tell you, how bad do you want it? How bad do you actually want it? If this person says this, if this person says that, do you really want it enough to stick with it? That's what adversity is going to do. And when you do, you're going to come out on the other side so much stronger than you even knew you could be. You're going to become the woman or the man that you literally admired, because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this was my struggle. And I went through that. So if you accept that life is going to come in a series of ups and downs, it's going to get you through the downs. Okay. If you know that the downs are going to come, but you praise God because the ups are just right on the other side of that mountain, or just right on the other side of that hill, then like it is going to be amazing, because you're going to look out on top of that mountain. You're going to be like, look at all of this stuff that I have seen and that I've gone through. And you don't go through those struggles just to go through them. You go through the struggles so you can help other people get through them. And the only reason me, Tiffany, Brittany, Vanessa, Katie are on here are because we went through the struggles. And we fought through the struggles. And it's not because we just got here and we took the easy road, because we would have nothing to tell you guys. Because as you guys already know, this is not easy. You probably knew that in the first day, because the first person you talked to was probably like, oh, you're doing that? And you were like, I'm doing what? Like, you don't know what's about to happen. But the thing is that it's so, so, so important to remember that, like Brittany said, the devil doesn't attack somebody that he's not scared of. Like, who do you, let's be very self-reflective for a second. The people that you probably talk the most crap about are the ones that you're intimidated by or that you're jealous of. Okay. So know that the people are going to talk crap about you. Those are the ones that are maybe a little bit jealous or maybe a little bit intimidated by what you could do with this, because they were too scared to take the leap. Okay. So the one thing is that there are lessons in every single failure. Okay. And I always call it, you're just going to fail forward. Just keep failing forward. And if you fail forward, you will be successful. There's no person who's been successful without experiencing any failure. That's the only way we learn. But you have to realize that there is no such thing as complete failure. There's no such thing as that. Like, what is complete failure? Just not trying? That's probably the closest thing to it. But you might not have been as successful as so-and-so or as successful as so-and-so. But stop comparing yourself and appreciate the journey that God is going to put you on, because you don't know. And it's going to be so much better than you ever could have expected. Like, if I didn't go through some of the things that I've gone through on my journey, I would have never, ever become the person that I am today. And I'm so grateful. Now, during those times, is it hard to do that? Absolutely. But you have to know that when God created you, any of you, all of you, He gave you a gift. There's not one person that God created that does not have a gift. Every single person in this Zoom in the world has a gift. But your gift, you have to make room for it, because it'll make room for you if you start making room for it. But God can't bless you if you're not stepping. You got to make one step and he'll help you make two, but you have to step. He can't bless something that's stagnant. Okay. And the other thing I really want to touch on for just a second, and then I'll stop talking, is that you have to learn that there is going to be a level of fear in everything that you do with this business that's outside of your comfort zone. Okay. There's just a fear. There's just that feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Like I'm fearful, but you have to embrace that fear, because that fear is an indicator that God is calling you to do more. That's all it is. It's just an indicator that there is something so crazy, but you need to know that your faith will calm your fears. But that faith has to happen. Like you have to tell yourself that. And the brain is so powerful, you guys. It literally is so powerful. And I will tell you that, like, I not only do self-affirmation statements for myself, but I do them with my daughter. And it was funny because my husband just came in here because he was listening to what this Zoom was about. And he was like, oh, I forgot to tell you, yesterday I was driving Mac to daycare, and she was like, Daddy, we have to do our I ams, because every morning I say, let's do our I ams. And so I'll say I am, and she'll say, I'm a good listener. And then I'll say I am, and she'll say, I'm respectful. And then she'll say, Jesus is in my heart. And then she'll say, I will not pee my pants. I will stay dry all day. And so, but she literally like loves doing them. And then I have my list that I read, and she's like, Mommy, do yours. And so mine are just something like, I'm a self-starter with contagious positive energy. All I seek is already within me. And I have 5 of them that I go through every single day. And you guys, this was so awkward for me at first. I'll be really honest, because I've tried to be like very humble throughout my whole like experience with this journey. And so at first doing this and saying what I wanted to become felt very unnatural for me. And so what I had to do was I just drank like chugged in energy. And one day when I was just literally like pumped up, I was like, okay, I wrote down my I ams and I recorded them. And I listened to them every morning that I didn't feel comfortable saying them. So you all have an audio message or a voice memo section in your phone, and you can save voice memos. And so every morning when I was feeling down, I would literally listen to myself say it. And that was so powerful. That was so powerful for me, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I believed it when I said it, because you have to say it with conviction. You can't be like, I am a self-starter with contagious positive energy. Like that doesn't feel right, right? So you have to like be positive and have energy when you're saying these things, and that will bring you so much life. Okay. You can start talking now.
No, like you are speaking so much life. It's only 10:28. I was going to have this go to 11, and I have me and Vanessa. So you keep going. If you got more to say and you have more on your heart that you want to pour out, go ahead and get it out.
Okay, the one thing is, when going back to the adversity, but during adversity, it's not time to kind of sit there and lick your wounds. Okay, don't feel sorry for yourself when you're going through adversity. Like I said, don't lick your wounds. Failures make you into who you are, and they're so necessary to identify your dream, and know that you have to know that God will get you through this. Like, name one thing He hasn't gotten you through, because you wouldn't be on the Zoom if He didn't. And so you have to have faith in that. And I know that I'm talking a lot about God, and some people, it might make them feel uncomfortable, but what I want to say to you is, I would be like, God, why are these people talking about God before this journey? But this journey forces you to connect with Him, because there is so much faith that has to happen in this business, because guess what? You will give up. You will give up because you can't see the vision without Him. You can't. Like, it's impossible to have faith in something that doesn't exist yet. That's not faith. Like, that is just, you're just taking facts. So if you're a facts-based person, if you're like, oh, well, this is, I've seen so many people fail at this, or, you know, you're right, this just wasn't for me. Like, I at least tried it. When you posted like one time and you didn't get 5 customers on that one post, you're like, well, I tried it. Okay. That's not trying. Okay, trying is actually doing it consistently. Because one thing I really want to make sure for the newbies on here that understand this is, not every single post you make isn't supposed to get you a distributor or a customer. Like, I think when I joined, I was like, every post that I made was, I was like, it was considered a failure in my book if it didn't get a customer or distributor, or at least a potential. But what you have to know is there's so many people watching you, but people are only going to take you as seriously as you take your business. And so if you aren't planting those seeds, if you're not doing that every day, they're going to be like, she doesn't even care about this. She doesn't really love those products. She doesn't really love that business if she's not posting about it every day, because we post about our kids every day. We post about whatever that we love every day. We share videos every day about the stupidest stuff, okay? Like, we do that, but like, we don't have time to post about something that we're passionate about. Then people aren't going to believe us. The only way people know that our business is open is if we're posting on social media. And so it's important for us to know the importance of doing that consistently, and know, you know what, I don't care if it takes me, a year to promote to executive, or a year to promote to Ruby, or a year to do that. And Katie's going to get into that, but like, the journey is the game. Like, this whole thing is about the journey. It's not about the destination. Because I always tell people, I'm like, I want to be a millionaire, but I don't want to be a millionaire because I want to have $1 million in the bank. I want to be a millionaire because of the person that it takes to become a millionaire, because of the journeys and the struggles and the triumphs, because those struggles make the triumphs. I'm going to start crying, but those struggles make the triumphs so much sweeter. Like, I have goosebumps thinking about like how much sweeter my triumphs are, how much more connected I am to my girls, the ones that are invested, because it's really about them. And in your mind, it's so much easier to help somebody else than it is to help yourself. And a lot of us are so much better at surviving in the struggle than we are thriving. And we haven't learned how to thrive. And so teach yourself that it's okay to dream. It's okay to want things, you guys. That is okay. Like, God called us to live a life of abundance. So dream. You deserve to take your family to Disney World. You deserve to pay off your credit cards. You deserve to live a life of financial freedom. You deserve that. God did not call us to struggle, but you have to believe that, because if you don't, then everything else is not worth it. And that's a process. You're going to have to re-believe in yourself every day. Okay. There's times when you're going to be like, okay, what am I doing? Like, am I even doing this right? Like, these people are signing 72 customers a month and I can barely get 4. Are you serious? Trust me, I have those thoughts. I interview people who I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Clearly something. But like, you have to know that their strengths will help your strengths, but you have to help their weaknesses become their strengths. And focus on what you're good at, you guys. Stop trying to fix so much what you're bad at, but start focusing on what you're really good at and use that. There's a book that I read called The Strengths Finder, and it identifies your strengths, and it will help you focus on what you are good at. Stop saying like, oh, I'm really good at this, but I'm really bad at this. Who cares what you're bad at? Go do what you're good at, you guys. Go talk to people if you're better at that. Find them through social media. Get them on the phone. If you're not good at talking to people on the phone, find them through social media and just talk to them through there. You're going to find people that you want to be around in this business, and surround yourself with that, because you literally, this is the most important thing I will say to you tonight. Surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable because they are so good. I'm going to say that one more time. Surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable and question how good you are because they are so good. When you do that, it's called your standards start rising, and your life, you'll look around and your life will be something that you didn't even know you could have. Okay, I'm done. Love you guys.
Oh, that was so good. And you guys, that is so real, because the last time I saw you, I was at Rachel Jones' meeting, and I said, Kelsey, congratulations on top 106 income earner. And you said, nope. You said, that number doesn't define me. You go, I just pray a lot, and I know that number means that I'm doing something right. That was her exact words. And I'm like, girl, yes, because it's everything you said. Whoa, you just gave me chills. Like, I feel like I'm about to cry. And it is true. You know, when you don't surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself, because when you surround yourself with people who intimidate you, that's when you're going to rise higher. So I'm going to chat real quick about being consistent, and then we're going to move on to Vanessa, and she's going to light a fire under you. So I know I share this a lot, and a lot of you guys know this, but a lot of you guys are new and you don't know this. So me and Tiffany got started about 2 weeks apart, and Tiffany was my personal sponsor, okay? Listen to this very carefully. Tiffany went diamond in 30 days, and I went diamond in a year. Tiffany went double diamond in 60 days. I went double diamond in 2 years. Tiffany went triple diamond in 90 days, and I just got charted for triple diamond. Okay? Do you think one time I thought, well, my upline's over here creating a 6-figure income, and I'm making, $300 to $400 a month. I'm just going to throw in the towel because I'm not where she's at. I'm not, making that kind of money. I'm not able to pay off my debt yet. I didn't care because you know what? I was owning that $400 a month. Do you know when you're a Ruby, you're in the top 7% of this business? You are in the top 7% of it works when you are a Ruby. So if you're a Ruby or above, you need to own that because you have the perseverance and the mental strength that, 80% of people don't have. So you have to stop comparing yourself. I was consistent. You will not scroll on my social media for the past 4 years and not find one post every single day about my business or my products. And you have to be totally authentically you. You have to, you guys, I don't want to get too much into social media, but you have to stop the copying and pasting. We have to stop it, okay? Because people, if you have someone on your list who's a potential, okay, and she's following 6 other It Works girls, and she sees your post and she's already seen it 12 times in the past 14 days, why would she reach out to you? Why would she sign up with you? So you need to be genuine. You need to be authentic. When Tiffany was talking about making $10,000 a month, you know what I was talking about? How I couldn't wait to get off government assistance, okay? I keep this card I keep it in my office. I keep it on my dream board because when I look at what I have on my dream board now to pay for my wedding in cash, to pay for my parents' retirement, I remember this. I remember this because if I wouldn't have persevered, if I would have just thrown in the towel because I wasn't moving fast like other people, I would still be on this card. I didn't want to look backwards. So many, and it hurts me because so many of you guys, you're ready to give up because you don't have your first 4 loyals. Hold on, someone's not muted on here. You don't have your first 4 loyal customers in your first 2 weeks, or you're not a diamond yet, or you don't have a big paycheck. And it's like, why would you not work? Like, how could you ever look your kids in the eye and say, you know what? I could never look my son in the eye and say, you know what? We have to wait until the 15th to go buy that. I can't buy you new Nikes right now. You know what? I'm not able to take you to kindergarten and pick you up for kindergarten because I just gave up on my business. I could never look my spouse in the eye. You guys, my husband works 52 hours a week. How could I ever look at him and say, you know what? We're never going to be able to take that family vacation. We're never going to be able to get ahead on our student loans because I just gave up. You have to commit to your dream. And I'm emotional because you guys, that dream should drive you. Every single day, it should push you. You should wake up early because you're excited. You should stay up later because your why should keep you up. And I'm hurt because so many people come to me and they're like, I'm drowning in debt. I met with a girl the other day and she said she doesn't know the last time she had dinner with her husband. I said, I am going to push you until you get to have dinner with your husband. There are so many people, you guys, who don't see their spouses. They have $50K in student loan debt. Their kids are in daycare, and after they cut their check of their corporate job, all of it goes to daycare. But you're so scared to share this opportunity with people because you're so wrapped up in what other people are going to say. In 10, 15, 20 years, are they going to come to your house and build residual income for you? Are they going to? Because I'm going to tell you right now, listen, want to hear an interesting story? It takes 24 people to go diamond. 24, okay? For my original diamond chart back in 2014, I have 3 people still here with me. 3 out of the whole 24. And guess what? All of them are current rank paid diamonds. They're all diamonds, the 3 people that didn't give up. Isn't that interesting? And do you know how many people have come back to me and said, wow, I wish I would have not gave up. You're killing it and I see you. You have to persevere when times are hard. You know, when people quit on you, because this business, we're not going to talk about steps to success tonight. We're going to talk about the real stuff that you're going to go through. You're going to have people who don't believe in you. You're going to receive negativity, okay? 98% of the population should be laughing at your dreams. They should. And if they're not, you're not dreaming big enough. You know, this isn't a 2 to 6 month thing. This ain't that kind of party. Where are you going to be? This is the business that you're going to do for 2 to 5 years, for 7 years, for 8 years, for 9 years. Do you know if you promoted 1 time a year on your 9th year, you would be an It Works millionaire? 9 years. Would you work for 9 years to build, you know, a $1 million income? You guys, it took me a whole year to see a comma. Tiffany saw a comma her first month in, and it took me a whole year. Okay? So stop looking at me and Kelsey and Brittany and all these other girls. We just rapped a lot more people. We messaged a lot more. We read a lot more. We just did a lot more, and that's why we're here. So stop looking at us and saying that we're lucky or we got in early, any of that. There's people on their 2.0 building to presidential diamond. It can be done, but you got to get your mind right. So persevere when people don't believe in you, okay? And I want to end on this. Listen, my whole first year, I'm telling you right now, you are not going to experience the full depth of this compensation plan until you go diamond, okay? You will see people come in this business and they don't make the kind of money that they want to make, so they jump to another company. They go to Unique. They go to LipSense because it has a better compensation plan. I'm going to tell you right now, when I was listening to a podcast with Cami and Mark, he said, when I left another network marketing company and I thought about creating my own, I studied compensation plans hard. He said, and I wanted to build a company where I created lifetime residual income. I did not want to create a company with the foundation of quick money that was gone the next month later. So if you're thinking this ain't for you and you're just going to quit and try something else, it's the same legwork, okay? It's not the company. It's not the industry. It is your dedication level. So turn it up a notch and get to diamond because it will blow your mind. So that's all I wanted to say. And I'm going to move on to my girl, Vanessa. Are you on? I'm like sweating right now from that talk.
I am.
Hey.
I had to move to my car because my baby is asleep and y'all had me so hyped up in this thing. I was like, I gotta go to my car.
Oh my gosh.
If I get to talking, I'm gonna be loud. Y'all know how I get up in here. And I ain't trying to be up with Mila all night, okay? So I was like, let me move to the car. So the reason why I'm like a ghost in the middle of the dark right now is because I had to move to my car. But
so everyone, this is Vanessa, and this is how we're going to end it tonight. I hope that every single thing right now, you took something a part of it, but what I want you to end tonight with, Vanessa, is listen, this is a business. This is about serving people. This is about helping people. And like I said, this ain't something you try for 6 months and call it quits. This is something you invest in. Your entrepreneurs invest their time, money, and energy for years before they see results, okay? So it's the same thing in multi-level marketing. You got to jump in, and you can't just say, oh, I'm going to try it for 30 days and my friends and family. Like, you can't build residual income on your friends and family. So Vanessa, like, what? Like, how? Give it to me.
I don't know how y'all want me to come up behind you, Kelsey, Tiffany, and old girl, what's her name, Brittany? I'm going to do my best. But here's the thing. I want everyone to just repeat after me. I am exceptional. I am exceptional. I know I can't hear you, but I want to see some mouths moving. I am exceptional. Okay? You have to get to the point where you are okay with not being ordinary. You have to get to the point where you are okay with being exceptional. Exceptional, the origin word from exceptional is accept, right? So everybody quit except me. Everybody gets sick except me. Everybody wants to give up except me. Nobody believes in this business except me. You have to get to the point where you are okay with being out in the outcast. Okay? That's one thing. You have to give yourself I am not gonna quit. Like, that is not even an option. Quitting is not an option. Because I'm gonna tell you right now that people get an urge. People get the urge to quit. People get the urge of taking off, I'm going to take a couple weeks off. I'm going to take a couple of days off. This happened. Everybody goes through something. Tiffany Hurd goes through something. Alyssa Billieu goes through something. Kelsey Thornton goes through something. I can only tell, if I sat here and told y'all my story, you will know I go through something. We all go through something. But what you have to understand is that when you paid your $99 or your $9.99 or your $59 investment, you invested in something so amazing. Okay, and the investment that you put into this was little. Okay, especially if you paid that $9.99. I have no patience with y'all, really. I really don't. I do, but I don't, because you can literally have a story. Imagine where you can have your picture. You can have your picture where you looking fly, you looking good, and it says how I turned $9.99 into $1 million, or how I turned $9 and let's just start. Let's bring it on down a little bit. $9.99 into $100. $9.99 into $1,000. $9.99 into $10,000. Okay, or if you want to stay on the smaller scale, if you take $9.99 and you made a $20 profit, that's $20 you didn't have. Okay, you have to understand what you have. Listen, let me tell y'all something. You're not gonna start a business. You're not gonna get your business supplies. You're not gonna get products. You're not gonna get a whole website. You're not gonna get, where you have an actual distribution center that actually packages very nicely. Have you?
Disconnected. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Y'all ain't gonna get all of that for the $99, especially not $9.99.
Business. You're not going to be able to do that just in starting your own business or starting and thinking that you're going to. I don't know about any other multi-level marketing companies, but I can tell you this, that you have something special, and you have a blessing, and you have to treat it as such. And for you to sit back and look at that box, or for you to sit back and have your sponsor call you or message you or text you and you ignore them, you are literally saying you don't care about what you could potentially, your life. You don't care. You don't care about what you can do. You don't care about the lives you can change. Here's the thing, y'all. This is what you have to understand, is that this business is not about you. This business is about the people that's connected to you. This business is about the people that will be connected to you. The people that you will come in contact with, where you are able to change lives. That's what this business is about. I get so many people caught up in recruit. And your steps to success is 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers. Okay, right? It's getting hot in here. 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers. But if you're mass enrolling loyal customers, let's say you have a month where you are mass enrolling loyal customers. Listen, y'all, your money, your telajon is in your BV. Okay? And those loyal customers are gonna, more than likely, if you take care of them and you treat them like they are people and you are helping change their lives, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna turn into your business partners. And more than likely, they're gonna turn into your lifetime business partners. So you have to look at what's in front of you. You have to take care of what you have. God said, if you are faithful over the little, He will make you ruler over much. He will give you more. But until you can learn how to be faithful over what you have, don't expect for you to get more. And here's the thing. I get people, I don't understand the people that get in. They get in and they be like, it'd be 2 weeks and they be like, it's not working. Darling, what did you expect it to do in 2 weeks? I just want to know, what did you expect it to do in 2 weeks? Well, you said that I could pay my bills, that I would be debt free in 2 weeks. Did that even make any, like, how did that, I never know. You have to, this microwave mentality that so many people have is beyond me. You cannot, first of all, why would you even want to start here and end up here immediately? There's a process in between, okay? You don't even have, Kelsey said it well, you don't even have a story if you end up here. And stop comparing yourself. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, I got caught up, myself, let me just keep it real. I got caught up in following this person, following that person, looking at how this person posts, looking at how this person does, does this, how they position their camera, or what app they're using, or this, or trying to figure out how they're doing it, no, you know what, guys? You have to realize that there's a genius on the inside of you. You have to understand that you were given this opportunity for a reason. And because you have it in your hands now, you have to take a step back and tap into who you are. The biggest thing that I can tell you that I've taken from this business is the fact that is me finding out who God has made me to be. I am learning more and more what my purpose is. This business is bringing things out of me that I didn't even know was there, right? So someone told me yesterday, he said, if you take a glass and you fill it with filth, right? Black stuff. Just if you fill it with a bunch of black stuff, right? And you want it, and you're like, okay, you put it under some water because you want to get the black stuff out of there. Or let's say you're given a glass with black stuff, and you put it under some water, and that water is running. Even though the water is bubbling over, as the water is bubbling over, that black stuff is coming out. That black stuff represents doubt. That black stuff represents, fear. That black stuff represents, insecurity. That black stuff represents, whatever it is on the inside of you. But the more you run that cup up under, the more you run that cup up under running clear water, eventually that water is going to pull that black stuff up out of that cup, and that black stuff is going to come out, and eventually that cup is going to run with clear water. Why? So this business, you will find out, will drive the stuff out of you that's not supposed to be there. That depression you should not be dealing with. That doubt, that should not be there. That insecurity, that should not be there. But it's not going to happen by you just sitting back. This is not going to happen overnight. This is not a microwave business. It's not going to be something that you pop in $10 and then next week you're going to be, investing, you're going to be making $30,000 or you're going to be making $2,000. No, this is a business where you have to connect with your leaders. You have to connect with your, like Kelsey and everyone said, you're going to have to get yourself around people that force you to grow, as uncomfortable or as scared as you may be. I understand that, people, I'm scared. Okay. Well, what do you want to be most scared of? You want to be scared of getting around people that's going to help you grow, or you want to be scared of those bills coming into your mailbox and you can't pay them? What do you want to be most scared of? You want to be scared of, getting, hearing that no from someone, or you want to be scared to drive your car into the grocery parking lot and you scared to get out because you scared when you come back outside it ain't gonna be there no more. Talk about scared. You have to pick the fears that and I know a lot of us have lost sleep. A lot of us have, have don't get along with our spouses, snap at our children because the lack of fun. It brings you to a stressful mentality. It brings you down. It makes you old. You can't even live life for having bills. Well, guess what, guys? This business can change your life. I'm going to tell you guys, listen, I went, yes, a lot of y'all know my story. I went diamond in 90 days. Went diamond 90 days. It was a joyous occasion. It was a joyous time. I was able to, at that 90, I gave myself a no option to go back to work. I was on maternity leave, and I was on maternity leave for 90 days. 90 days I was on maternity leave. Okay. And I told myself, I'm not going back to work. This is how powerful the mind is. I'm not going back to work. My husband was like, well, even if you have to go back to work, it'll only be for a short time. And I would cut him off and I would say, listen to me. That's what you got to do, y'all. Y'all got to cut off these people that are trying to get into your ears and tell you that your business is not going to work for you, or that the wraps don't work, or that the product is phony, or whatever people are getting into your ears. You have to cut that out. And you have to say, you know what? You have your opinion, but I need to stay focused. Whatever you need to do to stay focused, because that's what I did. I shut the mouth of my husband. I'm not going back to work. And that's exactly how I told him. And he would just be like, okay. And I know he was looking at me like, we got bills. Guess what, y'all? I went diamond in 90 days, and I was able to give my boss a pink slip. Couple of months went by, and guess what? I got complacent. Because me coming from diamond going all the way down to an executive, back down to executive, is nobody's fault but mine. I'm not going to blame the fact that this person quit and that person quit and this person quit. But you know what I did? I could have, at that moment, I could have said, you know what? This ain't working for me. I'm about to go back over here to JP Morgan, where I know my bills are going to be paid. I know I'm going to get my check, and I'm going to, and I might just work this. No. Listen, guys, I said this, I gave myself no option to quit. And I built myself back to diamond. And I will tell you that it only took one other person in my business when I was just feeling like maybe quitting might be an option. When my husband told me, I looked at my chart and and I was sitting there with tears. Y'all, I done had temper tantrums. I done had tears running down my face. I done had bills looking at me. I'm not knowing where things are going to come from. And my husband looked at me, the same one that tried to talk me out of it before, looked at me and said, I would ask you to quit if you wasn't so close. I would ask you to quit if you weren't so close. And I'm looking at the same chart that he's looking at, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you looking at? Because clearly you do not see how far away I am. But that's how you guys have to know. You have to get to a place that you don't be moved by what you see. Don't be moved by the things that you hear. Be moved by what you know. You have to know for yourself, your belief system. You got to be in tune with your own self and know that, you know what, we're going to make it. And thank God for my husband, because I had tears rolling down my face thinking to myself, what am I going to do? And the minute he said that, my belief system cut right back on, and I went diamond. God sent me that one person. It takes one person to change your business. You partner up with one person that believes. And if you don't have that one person, you partner up with that sideline. Because I had Kelsey Thornton to speak life into me. She didn't even know she was speaking life into me. But you partner up with that one person. Don't become that person's burden, because you got to hold your own. But you partner up with that one person and allow that person to speak life into you. And you speak and you learn how to speak life into that person. Guess what? You're going to become dynamite and you will reach your goal. But it's not going to happen overnight. And it's not going to happen if your belief system is not there. You got to think yourself into success. You got to tell yourself giving up is not an option. You got to recognize that if it worked for this person, why not me? Why not me? It's gotta work for me. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this and I'm done. So I don't know if y'all seen on New York Times. So this is how you know. This is how you know your belief system is in check. This is how you know this is how I know. This is how I know. So for those that don't know, I have this huge bill that is keeping that is literally like chain. It's got me bound down. It's a student loan. It is literally it is my drive. It is what I look at every single day. It is almost $60,000. It is my husband's loan. It is enough to make you want to just crawl in a hole, because it went to default. Don't let your student loans go into default. Long story short, New York Times put out an article today basically saying that the company that's holding my husband's debt, the company that's holding my husband's student loan debt, is actually having to forgive, like, I don't know, $80 billion worth of debt because they can't like find the paperwork, they can't connect the paperwork to certain people. And in my mind, I was like, that would be so lovely. But at the same time, y'all, I can't tell y'all how many days, and this may sound crazy to you, but it don't sound crazy to me, how many days I visioned myself calling those people and telling them to kiss my ass because I was paying off that debt. And yes, I said ass, because that's how passionate I am. And so I said to myself, if we are not one of those people, if we are, great. But if we are not one of those people, I am not going to let that capture or prison my mind and from going forward into what I know God has for me. You have to know it. And if you don't know it, you better get to know it.
Dude, yes. The Bible uses such strong language when it talks about the people perish without a vision. So you got to have that vision of, I mean, I envision myself talking to Pam on the Show Me the Money call. I envision myself calling Sally Mae, paying off debt. So Vanessa, that was some real strong SHIT. I love that. And you're going to pay off a student loan. So we're about done, but I think Kelsey Thornton wanted to add a couple things and she wanted to end on some stuff. So Kelsey, why don't you go ahead?
Of course. I just wanted to end on some tangible things that you guys can kind of like ask yourself, because at the end of the day, God is waiting for you to pass a test, but in order to pass a test, you have to stay with it. Okay. Like you can't stay with pass the test by quitting. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, because at the end of the day, it's not your job to know how it's going to happen. It's just your job to stay in your lane and just to do it, because God will make it work for you. So stop trying to figure it out. Ask for what you want and believe in it, but you have to ask for it. Okay. You have to ask. If you don't know what you want, if you don't know what you're going for, then you don't know how to get there. So ask for what you want. And the last thing before I ask these questions to you guys is what I want you to know is if you don't go after your dreams, you'll never be happy. If you are not in the process of going after your dreams, you will never be happy. So thank God we have a vehicle that can allow us to go after those dreams. How incredible is that? Okay, so what I want you to know is that these questions I'm going to ask you, and if you answer yes to any of them, that means that your lid is still on, that you're not even close to popping the lid off on what God is about to do with your potential. So the first question is, are you excited to wake up in the morning? If the answer is no, your lid is still on. Are you bored? If your answer is yes, your lid is still on. Do you have time to do what anyone asks you to do? If the answer is yes, then your lid is still on. Are you getting plenty of sleep? If the answer is yes, your lid is still on. Do your dreams make sense to anyone and everyone around you? Do they make sense to everyone around you? If the answer is yes, your lid is still on. Can you watch every TV show that you have recorded? If the answer is yes, your lid is still on. The last one is, this is the most important one. The dreams that you have, can you achieve them by yourself? And if the answer is yes, then your lid is still on. And so I want you guys to answer those questions, to ask yourself those questions and answer them honestly. And go rewatch this Zoom. Go feed your mind, because that is so important. And you will see, like Katie says, where there is no vision, the people will perish. And I hope that some of you from this training, because these are amazing people who just got on here and spoke, you guys, I got so much life for this. But nothing great has ever happened without enthusiasm, you guys. Nothing great. So you might jump on here and you'd be like, gosh, these girls have so much passion. Like they're so excited about this. We have to be. How could we not be excited about this? And if you're not, then watch this Zoom over and over and over and get excited, because you can succeed the quickest and the easiest by helping other people succeed.
Let me tell y'all something. It's easy the things that this business that we have, and I'm done. The things that this business has for us to do, the 3 steps, they're simple steps. The consistency is what's difficult. The commitment is what's difficult. But here's what I want to talk about, you guys. It's easy to get the steps are easy, but it's also easy not to do them. Okay? So it's easy to do them. And sometimes you may find it like, I know some people are like, well, it ain't easy to blitz. Well, it ain't easy to, message people. It ain't easy. I bet if you do it 5 times, it will become easy. It'll start off hard, but eventually it'll get, the more you do it, the more you beat at that, the easier it'll get. But guess what? It's also easy not to do it. So you have to make up in your mind that you're just going to do it. All of us, I believe it or not, as outgoing, as crazy as I am, y'all, I'm going to be truthful with y'all. So some of y'all don't know, but I Uber, right? Right? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give y'all some real. I Uber, right? And so I was sitting at the Uber lot, and a lot of times I'll be blitzing. I'll give them my blitz cards or whatever. But I heard, and I know it was none but the Holy Ghost told me this. He said, you have 2 bags of wraps in your purse. It's 2 bags of wraps in here. There's 8 wraps, y'all. Do y'all know that's $200? That's $200. Okay? And you, instead of going and making that rat catch real quick because of your fears or because your regular hasn't called you yet, your regulars, or because no one has reached out to you in your Facebook, you're just going to sit on these, right? So guess what I'm going to do tomorrow? Because you know what? Even I get checked in my thoughts. Even I have to be like, I need to get my life. I got my team we have t-shirts, and on the back it says get your life. I need to go get my life. $200. So sitting on. Are you still sitting on those wraps that are in your box? Are you still sitting on, those blitz cards? Another rude awakening for me was when I realized that I still have blitz cards. Sorry. I still have blitz cards from when I got started. I had so many blitz cards. I'm going down now because that rude awakening happened some time ago. But when I realized, I'm like, I'm sitting here preaching to my team about getting out there and blitzing, but yet I'm still sitting over here on blitz cards that I had when I started off. Are you still sitting on your blitz cards? And let me tell you something. Your upline can call you and be like, hey, how's it going? How many people, and putting out challenges out there and be like, how many people are you messaging? And you can be like, you can sit there and tell your upline that you're messaging 25 people when you only message 3, but you ain't heard nobody but yourself. So be honest with yourself and get with yourself and realize that you have something. You just need to work it. You just need to understand, I may not even have, I enjoy Uber, but you know what? I need to go get my rap on. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I need to go get my rap on, put some raps, and get these raps on people, and get these little customers, and go get my distributors. I need to wake up tomorrow morning, like Kelsey said, without the lid, and go do what I need. Go do what I do best. Go do what God has placed in front of me. Use what God has in front of you. Go get that box. That's what you do. Go get that box. Go get them. Or how many rap rewards are you sitting on? Redeem them rap rewards and go get your money. Go get your money. Go get your coins.
Yes. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel like your heart is just on fire for this company. What the vehicle, Kelsey said, this is a vehicle to change your life, okay? And I'm telling you right now, I hope you learn that it's mindset that's going to take you to the top. It's not a book. It's not a training. It is your mind and your heart and you telling yourself, I deserve this and I'm going to fight every single day till I get there. So I love you guys. I hope you learned so much, and I will post the recording tomorrow for you guys on the team page. Have a good night, everyone.